Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm just going to be talking about Black Ops Cold War and giving my review on it. And you may be wondering why I'm doing my review on Black Ops Cold War almost 5 years after it came out. It's because back then I didn't have a YouTube channel and I was still really young and I was just playing the game for fun. So now I'm just going to go full depth inside and see if my opinions are taken for Black Ops 6 later on or if not. So let's get into it. Now we're going to start off light talking about the base map of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Die Maschine. Now when I saw this trailer, it was amazing. I saw the trailer for Die Maschine, it was so amazing. It was like they made it seem like this big rebranding of zombies, like an evolution of zombies. Zombies will never be the same and it will be better than ever. They told us about loadouts, they told us about different crafting things, how you can get score streaks now. But my opinions on those are kind of different than everybody else's. In my opinion, back then, I didn't really like loadouts, if you know what I mean. Loadouts kind of ruined zombies for me. And the only reason why I say that is because I'm an OG player, so it kind of ruined the experience for me. And obviously everyone wasn't used to it because they didn't announce this a few months before and, let us decide if we actually want it in the game. They just put it in the game. And I feel like they took a risky decision doing that, but I feel like they needed to rebrand. But I didn't feel like that back then. I felt like they needed to revert it, and I always complained about that for every single map. Now, again, with the crafting systems, I didn't feel like that needed to be in the game. Don't get me wrong, I like the idea of the lethal and tactical, but the special with the chopper and the death machine, that was a little bit much. It kind of defeated the whole classics of zombies, and I feel like if they didn't do that, it would be a better thing for me, and I feel like for a bunch of the community, because I don't know at that time or not, but I feel like as time started to go on, I started to realize how since the launch of Cold War, zombies started to shift slowly towards more Warzone features. And now look at Black Ops 6, we have Warzone shields and all this other stuff that are trying to make the transition from Warzone and you buying a brand new copy of Black Ops 6, the transition from Warzone onto zombies, easier for the Warzone players, but also ruin the experience for the zombies players. Now, I feel like they had a really good launch. The player reception was okay. It was kind of mixed, but again, they kept going, and obviously, look where we are now. We have Black Ops 6. But my opinion, I would rate it at least like a 7, and I feel like they could have done better, but they could have done worse. Definitely a launch because also, there was a rumor going around that they were rushed to make Cold War in under a year, and I can't imagine how the devs felt pushing out this product like this. And I'm surprised it even got something to be put out. And obviously Activision forces them, or that's what's said. I don't know if that's true or not, but, it's what it is. So I'm just going to jump straight into Firebase Z. Firebase Z is a good map. It's a good map. It was a step up from Die Maschine and had a lot more depth. Instead of just flipping on a power switch and turning and pressing 2 buttons, it is now generators where you had to kill zombies to fill up the Ethereum crystal, and it would break and it would power the whole sector kind of. And it added more depth to the game, and I like it. And they added a good boss, a good original boss, Mimic. That was a good boss that they added, and I kind of really enjoyed that. And then the Wonder Weapon, which was innovative as hell. Even though they had 1 year to develop it, they had innovated and made the ray gun into an AK. It was like they just threw every Wonder Weapon concept out of the bin and just mashed them all together. And just thought, let's mix an AK and a ray gun together, and I loved it. And there was a special ability, just like the Ray Gun Mark IIIs, where if you shoot the portal down and then you shoot it with the Ray K, it will make an explosion just like the Ray Gun Mark III. It was an amazing map. The Easter egg was good. The only problem I had was the cutscene. The end credit cutscene was a little bad, but I don't blame them because they didn't have any time to develop it. They just put operators in, which I'll get to later of my opinion on that. But they had to use operators for the cutscenes, and Max's looked like terrible, she looked terrible, and the whole cutscene looked terrible. But I don't blame them because they also had a year to develop it, so they probably just made this cutscene inside the game engine, and you only use like a little bit of motion capture because they didn't have the time to fully develop a cutscene like Terminus intro cutscene. They didn't have time to develop it. And same with Liberty Falls. They didn't have time to develop it like Terminus and Liberty Falls intro and outro map and outro cutscene. So I feel like they tried their best with the map and they did good. I enjoyed it. The Easter egg was simple and good. It was clean. It was easy to do, and I enjoyed it. Now moving on to the third DLC map. Sorry, Mauer der Toten. Now Mauer der Toten was a bigger map. It was based in Berlin. The nice features I liked from this map was the train station. If you didn't play the map, there's a train that goes both ways, and it gives you a little jump scare, and there's zombies that jump out that are on fire. It's a nice little touch. The perk we got with this map is Mule Kick, and by the way, the perk we got with Firebase is Tombstone. But anyway, back to Mauer der Toten. We got the CBRS, I'm pretty sure, and it was kind of every single time you crafted it, it was like based on a different like person over the walkie-talkie. It was like one was Carver, one was Gray, one was Weaver, I'm pretty sure, or it was just Carver and Gray, one of the two. And it was cool. It was a cool concept, and I liked how they had 4 different wonder weapon types, which was really cool, and I'm surprised they even had that with a year of development, and I think that they did really good with it. I like the aesthetic of the map. It's dark, it's grimy, and they added the Panzers from Origins, which is the most scariest thing, and they jump across the map. You try to run away, it's just flawless. In my opinion, now that I look back at it, it's an amazing map. They did a really good job, and the Easter egg is simple, plus Klaus. The Easter egg is simple. The boss fight is hard, but not too hard. So it's kind of beginner friendly, but I don't blame them because they're trying to get players from Warzone, because Warzone was still really, really big at the time, besides now, which it's full of issues. But they were trying to pull Warzone players in, like I said. Now I'm just going to skip straight into Forsaken. Now Forsaken, as you know, is probably one of my favorite maps ever. It has one of the best and the most innovative wonder weapons in my opinion. It has the Crystal Axe, which is one of the best also, may I mention. It will get you to round 50, no problem. Triple pack, no problem. It is one of the best and funnest wonder weapons to use. Plus, it can turn into a kind of SMG AR where it shoots crystal bullets, and I think that's absolutely amazing. The map is cool. It's different from the other maps where we have 4 different sectors: spawn, the city, town, and then, like I said, the where you built the Crystal Axe. We also have that area. It's an amazing map, and I think that building the Crystal Axe has depth, and it's getting confusing. And for Easter egg hunters, I feel like it was easier for them to figure it out. And then the boss fight was insane. You fought this big Forsaken monster, which is amazing, and the boss fight was easy, but not too hard, but beginner friendly. And then don't get me wrong about the end cutscene. The music for the end cutscene was my favorite thing ever. It was the perfect way to end off Black Ops Cold War. And I know many people didn't like Black Ops Cold War, but I kind of did, and I kind of didn't. Back then I didn't, but now I do a lot more than before. Now, if you're wondering, I'm going to talk about Outbreak now. Now, Outbreak wasn't my favorite. I'm going to be honest. It wasn't my favorite whatsoever. Outbreak was kind of just a side mode for me. I never really played it. Yes, I did the Easter eggs for it, part 1 and part 2. But I don't know. I didn't really like it. I thought that zombies should be put in a round-based map. It shouldn't be in an open world, and we learned that with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, with how terrible that was. So I don't know why they did it, but I get it, because they probably wanted to just port multiplayer maps over and have a zombies experience for people to play while they develop the full-length round-based maps. So I get it was like kind of a filler. I'm pretty sure Outbreak Quest Part 1, where you had to fight the enhanced electricity guys, that thing was scary. It was a 10-minute or 7-minute timer, and you had to defeat it within that timer or you literally die. That was the most hardest boss fight of Cold War in my opinion. Yes, you could get other wonder weapons, but it wasn't as good. You had to have a team to coordinate with. Solo, yeah, good luck. You had to have multiple tries to even beat it, which I think was really good. And I think it gave Outbreak a lot more players because they wanted to get to try. Now, another thing I want to talk about before I end the video is how they reused assets. Now, I know that every single video game developer reuses assets from their past games and everything, but what I don't like is that they reused campaign mission sets. The Forsaken was a part of a mission called Red Light, Green Light, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. That was a part of a mission. Mauer Toten was a part of a scout mission with Adler in Berlin. I don't think Firebase Z was a campaign mission, I'm pretty sure, and then Die Maschine was the base map. So the only complaint I had was them being campaign maps. And I get where people are coming from, where they turned it kind of into zombies, but to me it still looked like, I don't know, to me it looked like a gruesome war more than like zombies, in my opinion. But someone could probably definitely argue with that, but I just didn't like the concept even now. And then back then I hated the concept of knowing that they reused campaign maps, because I just called them lazy. And I thought that Raven was the one who developed the maps, because they developed the campaign, and I thought Treyarch didn't help at all, but they did. But back then I didn't think that, and I thought that Treyarch was just stealing. But obviously the studios work together to create the campaign. Raven just does the characters and the storyline. Now, one more thing again before I end the video is the armor system. Now, I know a lot of people hated the armor system. I think it was innovative to Call of Duty Zombies, and I think we needed a new system, since many people missed Juggernaut, since in BO4 was not there, and they made a big deal about it. And I think that it was a good armor system, and I feel like it definitely, like I said before, it improved the game, and it made it more consumer friendly for the Warzone players, like I said, and it gave a little boost. And if you've done the boss fights, you know that how important armor is just for a boss fight, and it's really improved the gameplay of the maps, and it makes it go in depth with the armor, so making many Easter egg steps and boss fights and side Easter eggs way easier than they should be. Now, before I end this video, I just want to say I'm pretty sure I'm missing some things and a couple things about my opinion, but remember, this is just a talk off my mind. I don't use scripts, which I should, and I probably will get into writing scripts that I can read off of and record. But again, this is just the top of my head again, back to my old format. So I just wanted to post something for you guys, since I haven't posted in a few months, and there will be a few more videos coming out soon. So thank you for the support, for the 10 or 5 of you watching. Yeah, that's my opinion on Cold War, and maybe I'll do an opinion on Black Ops 6 at the end of Black Ops 6. See ya. Thanks for watching.